no documents, no diaries, no journals that sort of document who these people were?
Well, I have to say that, Epstein appears to have cultivated powerful men by offering up these girls. And the assumption was that he would want a deliverable, something that he could hold over these individuals for influence. So it is possible that he felt he had enough influence by simply making these girls available to these individuals. So it is possible that there isn't any list. But the question is really, whether Maxwell is gaming the system. I think you have to assume that she is. She's in a very desperate situation and she wants to offer something up. But, the part of, I think the critics will come forward and say she
That's
knew
wake up,
that the
dog.
only shot she has is really a presidential commutation, and
Like
that's only going to
11
come
maybe.
if she clears Donald Trump. Well, you
Time
can
to go to sleep.
certainly speculate to that. It's also possible there's nothing to clear, right? There's also
Right.
possible that
Yeah.
Probably around
there's
5 or
And
some
no
shit. I
there
don't know.
there. Yeah.
and she said
So
early
you slept
on
only six
that
hours.
that there wasn't any
Yeah.
list, so to
Woke up
speak.
not
Epstein,
rejuvenated
now
at
she's
all.
saying that Epstein and anyone else who was involved in these friendships never saw President Trump do anything inappropriate. I mean, obviously, this is going to be something that will not really surprise President Trump, who has said this all along. And for all of these years, under the FBI, under the Biden administration, when all of these
Here's what I believe, based on the information we have, because that's all we can do is look at what we actually know. Okay, at least what I actually know. I don't believe President Trump was involved in anything that would, compromise his name or anything like that. Obviously, being connected to Epstein back in those early days is not good. But we've had it on record of like that attorney that reached out to a lot of powerful people all those years ago, and Trump was the only one that was willing to talk to him and gave him as much information as he could. We have the story that Trump kicked Epstein out of Mar-a-Lago when he heard he was doing something inappropriate, yada, yada, yada. Okay, whatever. I don't know if there's a list. I have no idea, and I don't know how anyone could know if there's a list. But I do believe that there are probably people right now. I mean, obviously, there are people that were in our government that were connected to Epstein that could be completely compromised. I believe there are probably people that are still in the government that would be compromised by Epstein if there were things that you can uncover to prove that they were connected. But I don't know that there's a list. We all know that there's powerful people in general that have been long linked to Epstein. So absolutely, this guy was connected in some level, but I don't know to what level. I have no idea. And no one else does either. And the fact that like people pretend that they know all the details, it's like you don't know any of the specifics. You can assume, like I can, but I don't know if there's a list. I have no idea. The only reason I've heard of a list is because the people that are in the fucking government right now, the FBI said there was a list. Kash fucking Patel. But I'm kind of thinking he didn't know what the fuck he was talking about. I kind of think he had no idea. I think it was getting him traction on social media, and so he kept saying it. But he didn't really know. I don't think Kash Patel had a fucking clue. I also think Dan Bongino talked a big game because was the biggest podcast in the world. And he acted like he knew a lot. Because I remember people coming to my chat going, Jeremy, because I've never watched Bongino. They're like, Jeremy, Bongino's legit. He knows his shit. I'm like, okay, cool. And then when he got hired, people like, oh man, Bongino knows. He's going to go in there and clean house. And then I feel like Bongino and Kash Patel got in there and they're like, fuck, this isn't a podcast. Now we actually have a real job to do. And now we have to provide it. And it's really weird how they change their tune so quickly. It's very strange. So, I don't know. I have no idea. A lot of people out there will tell you they know everything and they have every answer. But, yeah, do I believe that there are extremely powerful people that were connected to Epstein? Like, and when I say connected to Epstein, I don't mean on a business level. Just so you know. I don't mean like there are powerful people that are connected. Absolutely, there are powerful people that were really connected to Jeffrey Epstein. Really connected, absolutely. But do I think that
Just
these
your
people
guitar.
left
Fucking piece
a
of shit.
paper trail out there
What?
that just anyone could, you know,
Practice your
uh,
guitar, you fucking piece of shit.
expose them through? No. Do
Probably
I
go left
believe
or right.
that Epstein killed himself? No, I
Probably
don't.
usually
It makes
turns
no
into
sense. There's nothing that points to him.
nah.
There's nothing
I
that
don't think it is.
supports that from a common sense standpoint that he
Yeah,
killed
dude.
himself. It makes no sense. So no, I don't believe he killed himself. But that's just a theory and a educated guess. But I don't know for sure. But I don't believe he did. Continue on.
Documents and things that they were going through with regard to these files didn't seem to yield that either. And then you have a lot of people
What
who
have you been
believe that there
doing
is
today,
a
my
huge
friend?
conspiracy to cover
I
up
watched the
individuals,
movie,
and they're
and that's
really
about it.
railing at this whole system. What do you think is
What
going to
movie?
be the response with folks
Smile
who
2.
have just never been satisfied on this front and believe that they're not being told the
Oh,
truth here?
Well, those people are not going to change, and the fact
it was
is
a horror
that
movie.
this is a town that's addicted to
Yeah.
conspiracies.
Princess Jasmine was the
but
main
also
chicken
people
and
have
she was
fixed
hot.
interests here. Epstein is a shiny object at a time when you
It was
need a
Princess
distraction.
Jasmine.
Did you
But
see
the key
the
to
live
remember
action
is that
Aladdin?
this is the most ubiquitous figure
Nope.
in all of these
Oh, okay, then
photos.
never mind.
She's always
I haven't, but
there.
at least I know
I
that
mean,
she's
she
in that.
seemed inseparable from Epstein. So she is a valuable
Proud of yourself,
witness.
man?
I was floored when
Sure,
her
dog.
counsel told me that she had never really been interviewed by prosecutors. And I was so skeptical at that. I required multiple lawyers to confirm that to me. So it is
Why would that be,
interesting.
Jonathan? Why wouldn't they have all, interviewed her every which way?
Yeah, I'm not sure. There's that old expression, don't ask a question you don't know the answer to. And
Yeah.
God knows some of the answers coming out of Maxwell could very likely be disturbing for your interest. But I don't know why prosecutors, state or federal, did not want.
I mean, it's kind of obvious, you know. There's definitely people that are in the government that were connected that didn't want these answers. I mean, that's pretty easy to kind of go when you're asking that question. The logical answer is because there are people that don't want those questions asked because they don't want the answers.
Holy
to get her down on the record as to what she knew, what she saw. I think that's one of the unanswered questions here. But in terms of what she knows, she is saying here that she doesn't know much at all in terms of further incriminating information. She probably does have some nasty stuff with regard to other individuals. I'm sure she did see some massages occur. But from what we see here, this is not what the opposition has been hoping for. I mean,
Agreed. And, certainly what she's saying about President Trump, as I said, will not surprise him because it's what he has said all along. But, excuse me, we have to remember the testimony of these young women that the jury found compelling enough to convict Ghislaine Maxwell
What are you having
about
for
what
dinner?
she did and the role she played.
I might get Five
one of them
Guys.
said, he was just Pinocchio. She was Geppetto. In other words, she was pulling the strings on this operation of bringing these young girls
Does that mean
in
you're going to that
conduct
car show thing?
massages, and then they claim it went much
Probably.
further than that. About the Prince Andrew testimony.
She's an evil human being, and she might say some things that I already believe, but that doesn't mean I believe her. She says that President Trump did nothing wrong. Well, I believe that, but I don't believe her. She said
Another 80-year-old woman
well,
got stabbed.
I believe that, but I don't believe her.
Where?
So it's kind of a waste of time, in my opinion.
In Brampton?
But people want these answers, or
Might be wrong on that, though.
They want these questions answered.
There's another
but they don't
youth
want
suspect.
the answers from a person who's evil. So I don't know, man. This
Do they know the race?
lose scenario across the board.
I don't
John
think they're
freaking
gonna
Murdoch
say that right away.
another 50.
A lot of the time, if they know what it is and they don't say it, you know why they don't say it.
I forgot to add Mossad agent from LA to the list. Trump 2028.
But that's stupid. Why wouldn't they release that?
Well, I'm glad
It'd be easier to
someone
catch the
reminded
person.
me of that. So I'm on board with that. So thank you,
Have them in
John
custody.
freaking
Oh,
Murdoch.
okay.
Let's freaking go. I appreciate it. Forest
I
of the
think they
Trees
do.
for 20 says, I asked Ryan earlier on Daily if he wanted to help me with my comic. Thanks to the chat for the last Tuesday night's main
Amazing
event
city.
on FNT tonight. He said he may wear a black woman's Halloween costume this year. He might
Amazing
actually be the appropriator. I would not be surprised at all.
I think some
If
people are
Ryan did
at
just
City
that,
Hall right
okay?
now, like
I would not be surprised. Thank
doing
you,
like
brother.
a
I
gathering
appreciate it.
against like gun violence or some shit.
Let's see. Wiz1967 says, I do need to save a little money, but I would like to see your live reaction.
Don't know if
If I
that'll
had
actually
a
do
little bit
anything,
more,
but
I would do $500. They are smaller but yeah, don't want you yet blocked. Is this a different account? Did he change his name? Is this Laughing H? Am I confused? Is this the same guy? It's the same account, right? You're just kind of, because it's a different account, but you're talking about the same topic. So I think that's you. I think, if I'm not mistaken. The Royal Research says literally a criminal offense to display the British flag in public in some places in Great Britain. It's a fallen state. It's okay to be white. Take notes, America. Without Trump, we would be the same. I agree completely. Look, man.
you
The
think
thing
it's
about
hard
Trump
to
and everything he's doing right
run a
now
farm?
is I can only speculate. I
Hard.
think that 2028.
It's probably a lot. I
seriously
don't
try
necessarily know if
I do.
it's
I
hard.
just
Like
believe he is.
probably depends on what you're doing. Like if you're doing one kind of crop, it's probably not like too hard. But as long as you have all the equipment.
They get government subsidies, right? Farmers.
Yeah.
Must be nice.
Well, I think it's kind of dumb that they get taxed at all. They're providing literally all the food for us.
I don't know how he's going to do it. I don't know how he's going to get through. I think that they're going to use the Russia, and all of the corruption that really kind of bogged down his first term. I think that he's going to use the stolen 2020 election. I absolutely think he's going to try something. I absolutely do. We'll see, though. We'll see. But, you know, I just don't see how... I don't see, like, I really like JD Vance. I really do. But, man, you got to understand, man, when Trump is out of the picture, I don't know if JD Vance can actually fill Trump's shoes. And that's not disrespectful to JD Vance. It's just not. It's not. It's just realistic. Like, Donald Trump is a once-in-a-lifetime personality. There's no one even remotely close to this guy. So
You figure out the settings on your amp or guitar or whatever it is.
Eric K says, I would never criticize Jeremy.
No, it will take a while. I have to.
Let's see.
Yeah.
I think each setting I have to learn. I have to learn it either way just to get it to sound, for me to figure out which one I like the best.
All I want
Damn
is to
dog.
see some good genes. You know what?
Like I tried it yesterday and it was actually sounding decent. And then at one point it wasn't sounding good and I was like I swear I'm doing the same thing and it just doesn't sound good at that point, and like I don't know, it was confusing.
Because you guys have been so generous.
Damn.
Like I don't know what I'm doing differently.
I'm so happy you love the first drop of my collection of Frankie's bikinis. We have more dreamy pieces coming our way.
Hollywood be Now I can't show it, I don't think I can show this, but we need to be serious here for a minute, okay? I think this is disgusting behavior. I think we as a people need to do better. I think we need to recognize that there are people that are hurting right now, and we need to stop
Oh,
and realize that the only way that we can actually move forward as a people is to throw a black dildo onto the field of an NFL game. Because that will save lives. That will end racism. Black dildos matter. And we need to be throwing big black dildos on. That made it what it was. And if you continue to build upon that, the audience will grow if you're making a good product. Star Wars and Marvel, the Disney executives decided, hey, we're going to pander to girls. Well, how did that work out for you? Women ruin everything. Why don't you see what's happening to Cracker Barrel right now, okay? Now, I'm not saying women can't be involved in anything. I'm simply saying don't put women in charge of a brand that is predominantly made for men. Let women run companies that are for women, and let men run companies that are made for men. Very simple process there. This isn't complicated. Now, could there be exceptions to the rule here or there? Of course there can be. No one is saying that you blanketly can never hire women, but there needs to be exceptions to the rule. Hollywood has decided, and corporate America has decided, that we need to make an effort to bring more women into the fold. No, you don't. Maybe just hire qualified individuals that are best for the company and the customer base that is interested in the company. Not complicated at all.
They're remaking Indiana Jones without Harrison Ford. You can't do that. And now they're making Ghostbusters with only women. What's going on?
Superheroes and Jedi were reimagined, reshaped, and in many cases sidelined as the studio rebranded its most valuable franchises to appeal to female audiences instead.
Would you want to go if I won or no?
A small adjustment. It was a company-wide
I'm
strategy.
just
Captain
gonna
Marvel was
relax
positioned
here
as
at
the face
home.
of Marvel. Luke Skywalker was dismantled to make way for Rey, and longtime male fan favorites were often written off as outdated or worse, problematic. Disney leadership may have thought this was expanding the tent. Instead, it narrowed. Boys who grew up idolizing Iron Man and Han Solo increasingly felt like guests at their own party. The Variety bombshell. Enter Variety, which this week reported that Disney has charged David Greenbaum, the studio executive who took over live-action films in 2024, with developing original IP aimed at Gen Z men and boys. The age bracket given was 13 to 28 isn't an accident. This is exactly the audience that Marvel and Star Wars once dominated, and exactly the one Disney has struggled to keep.
Humbermead, West Humber homeowners. Here's something you probably...
And there's Pedro Pascal, someone that if you want success, stop casting this guy in your projects, please. The report pointed to Marvel's Fantastic Four: First Steps, a movie that had strong reviews but couldn't sustain box office momentum, as well as the fact that Star Wars has not released a theatrical film in 7 years. Great job, Kathleen Kennedy. The article even included a telling quote from a rival studio executive. I never thought I'd say it, but it looks like Disney is going to have to start trying. That comment tucked inside a Hollywood trade piece speaks volumes. And ultimately, this is going to be interesting to see how this plays out. I mean, again, this right here from Chris Gore, this says it perfectly. And again, I don't have the original tweet when he made this, but this was always going to happen. It was always going to happen. My channel had been talking about it for years until I kind of stopped caring about getting mad about woke Hollywood and worrying about it, because I truly believed that if fans would have made their voices heard back during the Last Jedi and the Rise of Skywalker days, I truly believed that we're going to make a difference. And after the Rise of Skywalker came out and failed, while yes, it did make $1 billion, but it made 50% less than The Force Awakens. You lost 50% of your audience on the third film of the sequel trilogy. On no planet is that a good thing. And it was obvious that it's not a good thing because we haven't seen much on the big screen since then. And, of course, The Mandalorian came out and you got a big pop from that. But it showed me that they don't actually care about anything that the fans have to say. They just don't. And they continue to move in this social justice direction with identity politics, and you had a bunch of fucking weirdos with pronouns in bio that they were pandering to, that were on social media calling everybody a racist and a sexist and yada, yada, yada. And it just got to a point where I just realized, like, it doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter what the fans have to say about this. It doesn't matter, because we've already been proven right. We were proven right with The Last Jedi. We were proven right about The Rise of Skywalker. We were proven right with the Marvel after Endgame phases. We were proven right. And we've been proven right every step of the way. But it doesn't matter. Now they're at the point, because of Trump winning, and yes, this is a huge piece to the puzzle. I don't care if you're into politics. I don't care if you get your feelings hurt about it. I'm a Trump supporter. I voted for Trump. I voted for him in 2016. I voted for him in 2020, voted for him in 2024, and I'm going to vote for him in 2028. And if that upsets you, I don't give a fuck. I have gotten to a point where I don't give a fuck what anyone has to say. I don't care about your tears. I don't care about your crying. It doesn't make a shit to me, okay? Weak, emotional losers on social media, I have nothing but sarcasm for you. I always react with sarcasm. It doesn't matter, because I have been called all of these names. I've been accused of being all of these things, and I just own it because it doesn't matter. Disney and the way that they behaved with The Last Jedi, this was never about a bad movie for me. This was about the executives in the studios blaming the fans for the bad movie. That's where the problem really started to become huge for me, because I'm like, hold on a minute. I could deal with a bad movie, but these guys are blaming the fans for their failure. They're calling us racist and sexist and toxic over a bad movie? And that's where everything started to fall into place for me. Now, I had been aware of a lot of these things prior to that, but it didn't fully kind of bring all of it together until The Last Jedi. That's when it all started, all the pieces started to fall in place, and I'm like, oh, they're weaponizing all of this, because the whole point is to change all of this, and they're going to blame the fans when there's any backlash. And this is where you started to see them taking the ability of fans to have a voice away and all of this other shit. And it was just unbelievable. And so we are now at this place where I have apathy for Star Wars. Like, I don't care. Nothing they can do makes me mad, because I have literally no emotional ties to it at all. Like, they can do whatever they want, and it doesn't matter to me, because I know that the fans have been proven right. I know that we were right. So there's no discussion to be had on that. The fans were right. The YouTubers that made all of this hate content for all of these years about Lucasfilm and woke Hollywood and Marvel were right. There's no discussion to be had about that. Now, you may be an emotionally deranged weirdo with pronouns in your bio, and that's totally okay if you are that way. But it doesn't mean that I won't laugh at you. and I certainly don't take anything you have to say seriously, as does no one else with a working brain. And those are the people that Disney has thought was going to keep their brands alive. And now you're finding out the hard way that that was never the case. So I have no sympathy for them. I don't think that this is going to work unless, and again, there's a massive, massive asterisk next to this, but you have to the logo change with Cracker Barrel has hit insane levels on social media. Everyone is talking about this, and I'm glad that people are talking about this because this is not a new issue. This has been going on for decades, erasing this iconic nostalgia from everything. We've seen it. We've seen it with McDonald's. Look at what McDonald's used to be versus what McDonald's is now. You used to go to McDonald's, and it felt like an amazing place to be. Whimsical colors, awesome art, GameCube set up there for you to play, playgrounds, and now it looks like a bank, and it's depressing, and no one cares to go there from a childlike perspective. It's really depressing. We've seen it with Pizza Hut and so many other places. Now with Cracker Barrel, this situation has really hit with a lot of Americans right here, and a lot of people are very pissed off about it, and I hope that it continues to show this problem that we have been dealing with for way too long. I mean, it's the reason that Lucasfilm doesn't want George Lucas involved with Star Wars. It's the reason that Marvel doesn't want Stan Lee's fingerprints all over it anymore. It's the reason that Walt Disney can't be affiliated with Disney anymore. Even though these things are impossible for anyone that's paid attention to this, this is why we have been seeing all of this. So this all started because Cracker Barrel hired a woman as CEO, and that woman is focused on, you guessed it, DEI initiatives. And now with the logo change, because people need something to show them exactly what's going on. And no one really realized the problem with Cracker Barrel until the logo design happened. And now you're even seeing places like the official Democrats' Twitter account is tweeting out that they hate it. This really has hit another level with Americans, and rightfully so. And the backlash has started. But of course, just like Lucasfilm, just like these video game companies, whenever criticism happens, you know what they do? They blame it on the fans. Cracker Barrel downplays logo backlash as vocal minority. Well, let's see how it's actually working out for them after this went mega viral.
Cracker Barrel has fallen. The once cozy pit stop of rocking chairs and knickknacks and vintage Americana is trading in its charm for corporate blandness. After 48 years, the company torching its iconic logo, dumping the old man next to the barrel for a generic text-only font straight out of a tech startup. The company's stock plunging sharply. Can you plunge sharply? That's redundant, don't care. After the announcement, losing almost $100 million in value in just one day. I called up a family member this morning and said, who wants this? Your family lives in Florida. You can hit it. I called up a family member this morning and said, have you been following the Cracker Barrel story? And the person said, no. What did they do? I said, well, they're doing a rebrand, and they removed the old man and the actual Cracker Barrel from the logo. Yeah. My family member said, well, why in the hell did they do that? And I said, because apparently at a cost of $700 million, 3 marketing firms told him to.
Yeah, it's like taking the...
I'll tell you exactly why they did it. This is exactly why they did it right here.
If I was, sort of getting in the heads of Cracker Barrel executives, I don't believe this was just about a logo change and a fresh new look. I think this was about rejecting what they see is sort of a redneck old image that they had, right? And it's a slap in the face to their customers. If I was you, that is 100% what this is about. That was my initial tweet when this all happened. And I was like, this is about eliminating the straight with family values and a work ethic from their likeness. That's what this was about. Make no mistake about it. That is exactly what it was about. I mean, look at the person that is behind this decision.
Overwhelmingly honestly, the feedback's been overwhelmingly positive that people like what we're doing. I'll give you another soundbite. I actually happened to be in Orlando last week with all of our managers. We bring them together and every other year. And the number one question that I got asked, Michael, was, how can I get a remodel? When can I get a remodel? How do I get on the list?
Oh, really?
So because the feedback and the buzz is so good, not only from our customers, but from our team members. They want to work in a wonderful restaurant. So we're doing everything for our guests and our team members.
Well, Julie Messino, it's wonderful to have you here.
Pleasure to be here.
Thank you for answering those questions for all the Cracker Barrel fans out there. There's a lot of great changes.
Thank you so much.
All right, thank you. Robin?
Can I get a reminder that the peg game is going to stay? Okay.
So are the rocking chairs, fireplace, vintage decor, it's all there.
All right. Okay.
As Gary said, this is the Kathleen Kennedy of restaurants. Here's the chief marketing officer. Oh wow, another woman. Another woman.
Yeah, have I talked to you about the Cracker Barrel thing?
I don't remember.
Well, they changed the logo from like a, a nice logo that had character, and then they changed it to some boring thing that just says Cracker Barrel with a really boring background.
Yeah, dog, and how does that affect your life, huh?
It doesn't, but it's just ironic because it's all...
Then shut the fuck up!
It's all women at the forefront, which just seems like Disney to me.
Hear what she has to say.
What are you gonna do about it, huh?
With intentionality.
There's nothing I can do about it. They have women have too much power to really do anything.
Our goal of making our stores feel brighter and even more welcoming than they already are. Well,
why do you have to do that? Have you been the people?
When was the last time you went to Cracker Barrel?
I love
Never
Cracker
have,
Barrel.
but I don't have to.
So shut the fuck up!
It's amazing because, well, first of all,
nice.
Food's really good, but it just has.
Oh hey, when people didn't say shit about Disney screwing over Star Wars, now it's bleeding into everything else. Is that a good thing to say? Shut up when that happens.
Yes, it is.
Personality. You love it. You have the
Don't fucking lie to me, dude. You watched The Last Jedi again? Not Smile too?
Nice, dude. Literally have only watched The Last Jedi once, and I was in theaters.
It just has that good country feel to it. Yet now,
Fucking piece of shit said that movie was good.
Never said that movie was good.
Yeah, you did.
Literally never did.
Yeah, you said it.
You
said it was.
These people that sit in the corporate offices that don't have any experience at the ground level have decided they know what's best for the people.
maintaining that country hospitality and charm that we're known for. We're just looking at ways to freshen up the experience so that we can open our door a bit wider for more guests. And when we think about what we're...
It's always like, we need more people. No, fuck those people. Like, you don't need... You are a national chain. And it's just like this. Like, I have this channel, and this channel's done very well. I've had people come up to me, and they've been like, Jeremy, if you really want to take Geeks and Gamers to another level, you've got to stop using a foul language. And my response is, fuck that. This is what got me here. Getting to this point means I'm going to continue to be who I am. And I will live and die by that. Because that's what's gotten me to here. Why would I abandon everything that got me to this place? Because I want to go further. It's like, I have a great life, and the company is doing wonderful. Everyone that's here now, obviously, yes, I do want to scale this. I want this to go to the next level. But I'm not going to abandon what got me to this place. I'm going to continue to do what I do. I'm not going to apologize for anything.
Stop guessing what your Toga house is worth.
online police are built for the entire GDP. They don't know the difference between Etobicoke,
I'm going to tell you how I feel. I'm not going to apologize for being a Trump supporter. I'm not going to get upset when you call me racist or sexist or whatever. Just the other day, I had a few people calling me a Nintendo shill. So my response has just been to wear my Nintendo shirt and call me a fucking shill. I don't care.
What would you do if they started calling Cracker Barrel just Barrel? Because they don't want any crackers in it.
But women in general,
It'd be a really bad name.
women shouldn't be police officers. Watch.
Barrel. That's a fucking amazing.
She's giving a stern talking to that, well, you can't say African-American, black gentleman.
What does Cracker Barrel even sell?
It's a restaurant, at least in America, but I don't know here. But some of them are like kind of stores like that have food.
She's not even standing in balance.
Oh.
Watch how much respect he has for them.
Remember, they have gas stations that are the size of Walmarts, and they have like food courts and shit. So.
Listen.
Wait a minute, who did that?
Yeah, right, and the cameraman is just laughing. By the way, right after he runs past them, where he could have stabbed either of them as many times as he wanted, the second time, she finally tases him.
Which is the funnest part.
It is the funnest part.
You just go, you see the rigid.
Yeah.
Can't do anything about it.
I don't know what, like, this is the DEI thing. Don't we want our police officers to be as capable of enforcing the law as possible? Don't you think that criminals in general are more likely to be larger and stronger than small women, certainly without guns? Like, you're putting them in danger. Second time, I guess I am pro police officer woman at that point in time. But this is also why they can't control them because we don't allow them in this office to have tasers.
You guys know if your name was Dark Road?
See, it's a judgment thing, and there's a man on CNN dressed like the mayor of Amity right now. I don't know why. We're gonna have a 4th of July. I don't care. Get out and drink it. Oh, man, I love that film. Oh, why wouldn't you? It's one of those where people see it now like, this was scary. Yeah, it was scary. Just ignore the mechanical shark for a little bit. Yeah, there you go.
That guy. Oh, man.
They pulled it up so quickly. Speaking of women, I think we all agree women with only tasers shouldn't be police officers. There's not much more to say, right?
I think not in general.
Yeah.
Women and tasers belong in a bedroom.
Yes.
Whoa, Nick pays extra, huh?
Well,
Hey, we have a taser, man. You kidding me?
unless you count Tang and Charm.
Oh, I ran out of that third grade.
Now it's just charity.
This coffee's tremendous.
Would you still go to Five Guys if it got called Five Girls?
Here's the next one. You know how women now are complaining they're not getting complimented? And I know you think, okay, so there's
Not if they changed the name, but if there was a new one that was...
No, they changed the name.
No, not exactly. Listen to this British woman who's overthinking, upset, and confused by a very kind compliment from a stranger.
She just stopped me and said, I don't mean to be
Would you work at a place called Five Girls?
gorgeous. And I looked at him and I was like, and I just turned around. And then I'm thinking, like, is this just me deeping it too much because he
Dog.
like, trying to be nice? And then I'm
Depends
thinking,
what is it, a restaurant?
Me, my people-pleasing brain switching
Yeah.
on and trying to, like, excuse the
I
fact
guess,
that
right? I have to take what I can get.
they said that I'm absolutely gorgeous, which is just
But they make all the staff wear skirts.
Is that weird? Or am I just
no.
really ridiculous now?
I'm in love with yourself, you whore.
So weird. Don't say
But it
that.
pays $50 an hour.
Then probably.
Okay. We won't.
Damn, dog. You fucking gay.
No, we're not. Yeah. Thank you.
Gosh. Never learned.
I don't want to be accused of SA. That's the term you have to use on YouTube now. Sexual assault. Complimentary? it means it's unnecessary. It means it's on the house. He gave you an on the house nice compliment. Yes.
She's fighting with her instinct is enjoying that as a woman in the feminist fortune.
Yep. Just turn.
That's a fight, right? She was having a fight there, out in the open, and I just went through a little something like this. I'm not going to get into.
Okay.
But yeah, I do.
There's a woman angel on the shoulder and the feminist poor devil on the. Yeah. You like being told that you're pretty. Tell him he's a rapist.
She likes both. Here's how I know. One, she should have just turned around and said, "Oh, thank you very much," and continued on her day with a smile on her face. Here's how I know she doesn't care. She's dressed like a whore in the video.
Thank you. Thank you, Father Mulcahy. Well said.
The tightest, skimpiest. I don't know if somebody maybe tells me my body. It's not your body to look at.
Can we clip a video?
Absolutely. Son of a gun.
You're wearing.
Make a gift out of that, please.
Yeah, you don't want me to read your lips in those pictures.
So think about this, because I did a video on this what, 10 years ago? Yeah, 10 years.
Better than we laughed at. Good
10. I couldn't hear it because you were cross talking like the View. It was 10 years ago. I did it at a mall, and I remember I did these exact, because people say, no, that's not catcalling. That's not catcalling is, whistling or saying, hey, bitch, hey, you're very pretty eyes. Hey, can I just say you're absolutely gorgeous? And back then, people were going, well, that's not offensive. No woman's bothered by that.
Right.
Kind of like we were told it stops at same-sex marriage. No one's talking about trans. No one's talking about kids. But here we are, where a man said, excuse me, I don't mean to be rude, but you are absolutely gorgeous. Let me ask you this. You ever, people say, hey, approach women. It's okay, have confidence. How would you approach someone you don't know and you have nothing else to talk about other than the way they look? So you compliment. The only thing you have in common, by the way, poor form, he was complimenting her and she turned around, the last thing he wanted her to do, and he said, hey, I don't mean to be rude, but you are absolutely gorgeous. And then step back. Like the aliens and signs in the cornfield. Just step back and let her take the initiative. And that's still a problem? Women, what do you want men to do? If a man is to approach a woman in public, and it is unacceptable, and by the way, you may think, not me, but men hear this, and it's a cautionary tale. There are too many women who will be upset and make accusations because a man says, I don't mean to be rude. May I just say, you're absolutely gorgeous. So if that can't be allowed, how would a man do it? I'm sorry, excuse me, I don't mean to bother you. Can I have your phone number? That's more invasive. I'm sorry, I don't mean to bother you, but, you got a pen there. It's nice, it's good, it's good. What is he supposed to say?
No, he's supposed to hand a business card that shows his net worth is over $50 million. At which point she'll be like, thank you.
Yes. It's just him next to a measuring tape showing his height with today's newspaper.
The fact that she said when we complimented her, she makes it so unnecessary, so you know you're good looking. So on top of it, you're in love with yourself.
Yeah.
What other fucking generation spends more time staring at themselves in the mirror with their cell phone?
I know.
So now first of all, I'm talking young girls, Gen Z, Gen X. They were raised to think that's what I was doing. It's all their parents, right? Now you're going to layer feminism on top of you. It ends up a big C.
Yeah. Yes.
Now I just...
Well, here's the thing. There are real-world consequences to this. Check the references. From 2000 to 2023, the number of high schoolers who are dating fell 43%, largely because men are checking out. They're choosing not to walk into this trap. 44% of Gen Z men have never had a girlfriend or boyfriend when they were teens. 45% of men aged 18 to 25 have never, ever approached a woman in person. I wonder why. So here's the thing. The problem is not men and women are drifting further apart. The problem is not women can't find a good guy. The problem is very simple. Men are withdrawing. They're saying, no, I don't want to get into trouble. I saw the Me Too, and I've also seen ladies upset because you say, hey, excuse me, I don't want to bother you, but you're absolutely gorgeous. So they are withdrawing. How do you think this ends? 52% of Gen Z adults, by the way, spend $0 per month on dating whatsoever. Dating is no longer a thing statistically when you take it in historical context. For Gen Z, feminists, hey, women, let me do this. Police your own. Police your own. Because we can't fix, how's a man gonna fix it? We have a penis, we're not allowed to have an opinion. Can't say you're pretty, can't compliment you, can't cold call you. He's spitting in my DMs. How often do you hear someone complain? That's so creepy.
Well, let me ask you this, Steve.
Yeah.
And I agree with you. With these young guys today, doesn't that have a lot to do with how porn is.
Yes.
I mean, I'm not talking Me Too. I'm just saying, if we had that type of porn and access to it when I was their age, I might not be dating either.
Well, no,
Rob went out and go to bed at night, save $50 a margaritas. Fuck that.
Yeah.
There you go. No, I'm not even bringing that part into it. I'm just saying.
Hey, no, but that's a very yes. And by the way, also brought you courtesy of feminism, sexual liberation.
That's right.
Larry Flint was thrilled with it. Kinsey, Hugh Hefner were thrilled with it, and you now have unfettered access to porn that's risk-free, entirely safe. Right? Okay. Do I want that? And an AI girlfriend and a robot doll with moisture-wicking properties, or what property? Or I don't know if that's the accurate. I saw on.
I thought you said she owned property.
Nick,
well, she will once she's through with him.
What's that? What was that?
Let me introduce the Asian culture. We've done stories on it.
Yeah, robots that seem
don't think
no risk versus I could get embroiled and there's no way to know the rules. I will tell you this: before feminism, and really, I would say before the 1990s, there would never be a single woman. Not one, and I mean not one, down to the single. I'm not. This is not hyperbole. Who would be upset by a man saying, "I'm sorry, I don't mean to bother you. I just want to say you're absolutely gorgeous." It would never have happened. Assuming the guy is mildly attractive. If he's ugly, of course, he was doing this.
What in God's name?
I don't know. Gerald, it's a family. Do better. Make better decisions. But no, Nick, that's a very good point. It's the confluence.
That confluence, yes.
But you know what women do is they blame well, that's because of your precious porno. Well, hold on. First off, you started it. Second, it's easy.
You are very good.
Yeah. Why would I love your work, by the way. I am familiar with the entire catalog. I'm very familiar with butt parties 1 through 12. It is just
the parties of pirates. I was in one of those. I was in the sequel.
That's true. Why did you have
I did. They didn't like it. In the third episode, they said, "You're foreign, stick back, you can't get out of here." And I said, "Listen, Frank."
They said, "What's the book?" Now, what?
They're not happy.
Right. The New York Appeals Court voids nearly $500 million civil fraud penalty against Donald Trump. Civil trial. Oh yeah.
Tisa James brought. Is it? I think that's correct.
So he's 3-0.
It just got voided.
Just got voided.
This is what I've always told you, and here's the thing, kind of like when they say Donald Trump is a rapist, Donald Trump is a serial convicted felon. They said, Donald Trump, he's not, this is unconstitutional. Well, no, the court is voided now for arguing it was unconstitutional. So there's the PR battle, and then there's what happens in court. And it's two very, very different.
And they still won't. They're
still saying, well, he's liable for fraud, but 500 million, jeez.
Yeah.
Everybody was happy in this equation. I don't know what we're doing here.
Yeah, well, I'm trying to remember. There's so many suits.
So this is the inflating the price of Mar-a-Lago and stays.
That one never had a chance.
Yeah, and so they fined 500. Well, actually, it was lower than that with the penalties and everything. Now, not having to pay that.
Yeah, I thought this was a different suit where she was trying to stop him or fining him because he was withholding federal funds. That was another suit.
No, that's a different. Okay,
all right, sorry.
This was the most frivolous.
Yeah.
Everybody was like,
"What?
Yeah."
The bank's happy. Trump's happy. Everybody's happy. That was what the record showed. What?
Even rappers like, no, he'd be off on that one.
Yeah, exactly.
That's a 1-2-5.
Yeah, they would use it as the face of their gang, a model citizen. They could decide what you live. Think about this first. It would be like for you to compare. Okay, to sort of put this up in a shoot. Say you file a tax, and you have one expense that was wrong or was improperly filed. Okay, and everything else is right. And then you go to jail or you get a $500 million fine. That's pretty much it. It's that simple. Except in this case, everyone was happy because it was voluntary. The banks were happy. Donald Trump was happy.
And that's how business has been done forever.
Yeah.
And if he lost that, it would kill business.
Right? Nope, that's a very good point. But the left doesn't care about you, the average working American. You pay taxes, they don't care. Hey, I tell you who does care.
Say it.
The Jews. Now, on the show last night, Megyn Kelly spoke to Marjorie Taylor Greene about the fact that, well, I don't know if they were talking in this clip about the recruiting But it is true that Israel now is trying to actively recruit American citizens to voluntarily, take part in the war on Gaza. But
Holy fuck.
Whoa.
This guy's a fucking infinite. Bro, what the
I mean, I believe it, just given the amount of reach out I've had in this position. They invite pretty much everyone, to my knowledge. So they take them on this trip to Israel. I guess they go on tours all around. I didn't go, so I don't know what they do there. But they take them on tours, like the pictures we've seen recently of the speaker and other members of Congress at the Wailing Wall. They've all gone. They've all gone. And they wear the kippah. And even though they're Christians, they're not Jewish, but yet they're adorning Jewish attire.
You have to go to the Wailing Wall.
They're at these Jewish religious sites. Then they also meet with different members of the Israeli government. Now we got to recognize the Israeli government is secular. This is not biblical Israel. It is a secular government.
Okay, so let me make a point here. A lot of what you just said is true, just to be clear. You just informed me this morning, I didn't realize it was actually the government. Because they were just people who said, hey, do you want to go? I was like, I'm kind of busy. So it's that easy to say no? They're like, okay, cool. But they do. They definitely do gain influence. And I understand. But here's the thing, though. Everyone does it. And the idea that Israel does it more than others. I mean, you really would have to look at China and Qatar, and it's not even close. But I do agree with that. I understand the idea of it. I understand the idea of outside influence. And what you just said is true. They do send out invites for people to go to Israel. Of course, they're looking for a photo opportunity. And I understand why people might have a problem with that. If it also translates parlays into determining foreign policy. So this brings us to right now.
Holy shit.
IDF, they're actually looking at recruiting, trying to recruit American Jews for the French.
How does the government's plan to launch a full-scale operation across the city? Kyiv is calling up 60,000 civilians amid the severe shortage of troops. Emergency job orders have already been issued, and soldiers currently deployed are having their service extended. Desperate for manpower, Israel is hiring Jewish communities abroad, from communities in the US and France, hoping to recruit 700 foreigners a year.
Yes, you heard that right. Israel is recruiting Americans for their war, though some would say their self-made recruiting campaign was poorly received. Yeah, that they lack self-awareness.
Oh my God, it's my agent.
The hell's William Morris doing? I don't know why they would put that out themselves. I guess they don't. It's a little bit weird. Here's the thing, this isn't new. Since the start of the war, there's an estimated about 1,200 Americans serving the idea. Americans can go and die for any cause that they want. The term is usually used lone soldiers. I remember a guy who was a gun YouTuber. People do this stuff all the time. But I understand, this is also it doesn't mean that Americans are being sent to die for Israel. They're Americans voluntarily doing it. But come on, do better.
Well, and it's 700 people. I mean, estimated 1,200 have served so far. It's not like these numbers are like shifting the tables in. Like, no. It's not like Gaza's going to take over, and Israel needs more bodies for that. It seems a little weird. I don't know if the optics are worth it this way. Again, Marjorie Taylor Greene said some things that were true, some things that were false. Like you said, government influence. I don't like people going over there. I don't like people doing this. But if you're going to go to the Wailing Wall, you have to put the kip on. You can either go to the Wailing Wall and put it on, or not go to the Wailing Wall. Those are the
It's
rules.
different than if you're walking around the street and you had to wear it. But like,
exactly.
no, I get
it's
it.
a holy place for them, and so they're like, hey, can you observe this tradition for us, please? I know you're not Jewish, but that's fine.
Yeah.
It's kind of friendly. Green monster.
Yeah, or green building.
And look, we have conversations about this in all the wrong ways, right? We talk about, is there a moral duty for Christians in any way to do anything that we're doing? People run to we talk about this the other day. I think we have to have better conversations about this with our and you can disagree with me, and you're not a Nazi. At the same time, I'm getting so so frustrated with this because I think it ends in a really bad place. I wanted to start that conversation. Andrew Wilson. Step by step.
And we have that Friday.
I'm getting so frustrated with this because I think it ends in a really bad place. I wanted to start that conversation. Andrew Wilson, going through this step by step.
And we have that Friday.
You there, dog?
Yep.
Most Jews globally did not migrate to Israel.
So I don't get these WNBA players. They're like fucking like 6'5", 6'6", but they still can't fucking dunk on the rim.
Because they can't jump very high.
That's fucking pathetic, dude.
Yeah,
Like I know fucking people my height who can fucking dunk on that shit, and
Oh,
they
yeah,
can't, dude. Like that's
Well,
fucking wild.
they want them to lower the height of the rim. Which they probably should, just so it would be more entertaining.
Yeah.
Enemy killing spree.
Their safety was nearly as much in jeopardy as you seem to claim. They were attacking the British. Weapons agreements with Western nations.
I'm glad to see the dates come around in the last 20 years. I said that, by the way. Well, fewer Jews have died, so...
Jews have died anyways, is the question. Right? So just kind of,
yes, maybe.
Yeah, it's just kind of cycling.
All right, so that's it's a bonus on Friday afternoon. Steven? Yeah? What is it? Sam, can't you see we're in the middle of a show? We're doing a show right now.
I'm very sorry, but I needed you to approve some... I've been to get my hands on right now and also in bulk.
Fine, I understand that you have a duty here. I think I know what's happening here. What's that, Ken?
This is an AR-15 rifle. Josh recommended it. It's what the IDF uses.
No, I know you're not super familiar with guns. That's not what you want. If you're
really?
Yeah, no, that's not what you want. You know what? I think I have something for like a weapon of war. Yeah, take that. That's my lever action. Yeah. You don't want an AR. I don't know. Josh is he's
wow.
pulling your leg. You don't want. There you go. You're all set.
Hey, I like this.
Yeah, rack it like you mean it. You gotta rack it like you mean it. Yeah. There you go, Sam.
Ah!
Yeah, good.
Let me hear yourself, jihadi scum. Be the summer of Sam.
Good. That's a good line. Good. Yeah, be sure to take that with you. Okay, you're welcome. You can go.
Stephen?
Yeah?
I have to discipline you for a infraction earlier, so you'll be in my
Well, let's deal with that when you get back. Get out. That's enough. That's enough. Yeah, you're gonna like that. You'll have an unfair advantage.
You say the one-liner.
Yep.
Son of Sam Berkowitz.
He was so good with the dog.
Loves him.
Berkowitz.
Talk to him all the time.
Yeah.
Right in the sketch here.
Hey, before we
That's what I was pointing out. Anybody grab hold of that?
I totally missed that. Wow. It's layered, as Oprah would say. Which means, in her case, it means she doesn't understand it. Like, I like it because it's layered. Oh, you didn't get this at all.
When she says that, she's talking about lasagna.
Hey, I forgot. You know how everyone like lots of these hey, thank you. We can give them money. We don't let you do that. The only way you can support us is by joining Love Club, really, Rumble Premium now. But we do the opposite.
Yes, we do.
We give you free things, free money. It's time for Reverse Super Chat. There you go. Reverse Super Chat brought to you, by the way, by Pure Talk. It's 100% a United States-based company. Ha-ha! Fun. Veteran Legend can save 50% off your first month. Go to puretalk.com/Crowder. I use them. It's less expensive, and I can actually get someone on the phone immediately, which helped quite a bit. Just don't switch phones over on the phone that you can't see. And we're giving away free Rumble Premium subscriptions. They were just gifted in chat. 50. Yep. Right now. 50.
So if you got one of them right now, do a screenshot or something. Let us know you got it.
That's the first time I ever saw Andrew Wilson, my leader.
Oh, yeah. He's
been off for a little while.
Yeah. Well, his wife was just recovering from. I think he's talked about that. I don't think I'm letting my cat out of the bag from surgery, so he was.
I didn't know. I had no idea what he looked like, or.
He's a people hate Jay because he embarrasses bimbos on the daily. He does like whatever podcast where he's putting together a bunch of like women, and he just takes.
Oh, really?
People think
that is a good lead-in.
Yeah, well, people think he's a dick. That's not the show, but he's been on his own show. He's very reasonable, but he matches intensity. And
he does. Sometimes I find that out the hard way.
Yes.
If you're a white guy and you haven't called a dick 40 times in the last year, you're not trying.
No, exactly. You certainly haven't told somebody, I don't mean to be rude, but you're gorgeous.
Exactly, any of that. I told a lady, she had to be, and I'm not exaggerating, had to be early to mid-70s that she was beautiful at the airport.
Yeah.
In Savannah. She had, like, piercing blue eyes. And what did she say? She goes, so are you. And that's not what I was looking for.
No, come on, that's pretty good, though.
No, I want to hear that from an 18-year-old.
It's good to know that you still have a shot with the 70-year-old.
Oh, for the love of Pete.
It's, that's right, I forgot.
I'm proud of you when I clean it up.
Do you know how many dentures get thrown on his stage when he
It's like Tom Jones.
Now, wait a minute. Those are real teeth.
Well, that was one of his,
a lot of Met fans.
Adult series was Cocoon.
I thought I was gonna have a running part there too.
I will tell you this: I had it the other day, and it's almost all the fight. It's older black. And I was walking by. She goes, "You got hair like that celebrity." And I said, she goes, "Wolverine."
Oh yeah.
She's
wow.
Wow. That's all she. And I was like, "Oh." She's like, "I like Wolverine."
The lady said that to me too. Wolverine. I said, you talking about Whoopi?
Your team has destroyed.
They will. That's the biggest difference. Yep. See a lot more integration because they've integrated longer.
Yeah.
I mean, compared to when I was living in New York and Boston, where it's just hate.
I know.
Which I like to hate that, but I'm just saying.
But that's actually a great point. They think they're more progressive because they're all liberal Democrats. It's like, actually, you guys, just think of Manhattan, how segregated you are compared to an area of Texas or Georgia.
That's right. I mean, I see black people and white people having dinner together, like older black people, like going to church together. I never saw that. No, and that's how I like the Northeast.
Yeah.
Listen,
no, that's the good with the bad.
That's a joke, folks.
Geographically, it's a give and take. And depending on the neighborhood, they take. So,
the Wingstop.
Bicycles.
Wing Hut.
Waffle House.
Oh, I love waffle.
You see what happened with Cracker Barrel? Anyway, we'll talk about that in my clip. It's terrible. They got a new they got a new DEI female CEO who removed from the logo both the cracker and the barrel. Not
just the logo.
Oh, everything about it.
The restaurants, and it's like, what is this?
Yeah, they're like, we want to make it more modern. People want a Cracker Barrel. They want it to be an Apple store.
That's just, they scream appropriation.
I know.
They take every American great iconic song and they put their dog shit beat behind it.
Yeah, finest brand ever.
I know.
No, they are. I don't know if that's ever going to stop as much roadway Trump has made.
Well, what's funny is that these DEI socialists are the ones ruining capitalism. It's DEI socialists, Karen CEOs who are ruining capitalism. They step in and they go, look, we'll bleed this dry, and then we'll solve that. So that's the wrong capitalism doesn't work because he came in and he brought in this Cracker Barrel and then they fight over the entire system and blame something. Speaking of which,
Although I got to say, you can't have a genius card to get Cracker Barrel.
No. Well, you can't have a genius bar at Apple either. Took a weekend course on the iPad. I'm not a member of Nerds up, which I get.
Who needs an excuse?
What? Speaking of getting beaten up, Washington D.C. Remember the protest, the outrage.
So every time I want to play that game, I play one, and then it just reminds me why I fucking stopped playing it for like 6 years.
Constitutional authority.
Amazing dog.
Every fucking
We
time.
covered that when it happened. It's been in effect for 10 days, and it's extra fascisty.
The federal takeover of Washington, D.C. has been plainly pretextual.
They have agents harassing this man, asking him why he's scared, what he's scared of. Like, the whole fucking Trump administration isn't harassing and detaining immigrants, people who speak Spanish, isn't racially profiling people.
Well, you took
Trump is the emergency. Folks, listen. The emergency is Donald Trump. It is not anything else.
You guys are crazy. You're not even from here. Piss off every last one of you. Get the off the streets. You're not here for us.
You're right. They're not there for privileged white people.
That's right.
Trump's takeover of federal law enforcement isn't about taking crime seriously or keeping America safe.
Look, a
It's
dick
about
with
punishing
glasses.
people.
Yes.
Whether you're punishing immigrants with no criminal records or people living in blue cities that didn't vote for Donald Trump or Democratic politicians Trump doesn't like.
It doesn't matter if you voted for him. It's like the money play. Who made you king? Oh, I didn't vote for you. You don't vote for a king. I'm not saying he's a king. I'm saying it doesn't matter. In D.C., he has the authority to do so. It doesn't matter if those people committing the crimes didn't vote for him. Also, by the way, they were saying that they're going to stage a counter, and ICE is, as a matter of fact, and has staged their own counter protest.
All right, everyone. Freeze.
Yeah, it wasn't as intimidating as they thought it would be. Let's get into it with Capital of Crime. And this is where you see a disconnect in voting versus your actual day-to-day life. Because we know that black Americans tend to vote overwhelmingly Democratic. Here's the thing. You're going to see some montages here. The people who are upset about this, are the wealthy white elites in D.C.
Yo, have you seen the new Fast? Oh, not fucking Fast. The new Mission Impossible movie?
No, I'm planning on watching them because I have Paramount Plus now. I heard it was bad, right?
I don't know. I haven't watched it. There's this one fucking like stunt scene that's just insane, man.
Which one is it?
It's basically Tom Cruise fighting a dude while they're flying in a plane, like one of those old like duster crop planes.
Okay.
Crop duster planes.
Yeah, no,
The people who have to live with the crime,
I've seen
the
like
people who see
one,
the net
maybe
benefits,
two, but
they're
other
actually
than that, I
fans of
haven't
it.
seen
So,
any of them.
we talk about appropriation a lot. Hey, how about we stigmatize more white people speaking on behalf of black people? How about that? Because that seems to be what we see a lot of from the Democrat Party. Comment if you're actually one of the blacks and you maybe have a problem with it, because here are the numbers they're in. This is from the DC Police Union, okay? Robbery is down 46%. Carjacking, down 6%. Assault with deadly weapon, 83%. Car theft, down 21%. Violent crime overall, down 22%. All crime, down 8%. And there hasn't been a homicide in the summertime, which is homicide season, in 7 days. Which, by the way, makes it the first time there hasn't been a homicide in the summer in 7 days since... ever. 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 There has never been a 7-day gap in the summertime without a homicide in Washington, D.C. You just can't keep giving him the wins.
Yeah, pull the quote. Do me a favor. Pull the stats back up from the police.
Yo, them a white number statistics.
Yeah, no, look. Let's look at the bottom of this. While federal assistance gives us a boost, we must repeal the Misguided Comprehensive Policing Justice Reform Act.
Yo, I did abs yesterday, and I haven't felt this in my abs like this. This soreness and fucking like.
Yeah, because you used the roller.
Yeah.
You're fucking welcome.
But it's not that I used the roller, it's that I also used the roller after I did planks.
Yeah, I used the roller. Say thank you.
Well, it's my roller, dog. What are you talking
No,
about?
no. Say thank you. I brought it to your attention. I urged you to buy it. It was the last one in the company. I saved it for you. Fucking say thank you.
Good sale, dog.
Fucking piece of shit.
To make these changes permanent. What they're telling us is the policies need to change to make. We can make this permanent. You can have lower crime permanently without the troops.
Yeah.
If you will just let us do our job. These guys are showing you what the world could be like.
Yeah. And here's the thing. I want to show you two videos here. A montage of the D.C. residents, those who lived in the crime-ridden areas, who are most affected, and their opinions, and then we'll show you the opinions of the protesters, and I want to see if you can sort of spot the differences. Here are the D.C. residents.
So now y'all mad at Trump for cleaning up D.C. Listen, I'm in the middle. I don't rock with either party. But if Biden or Kamala was doing this, y'all would be happy. Real talk. Like y'all know the little young YNs is out of control, man, and y'all sick of them too. But if y'all see like this, y'all would be happy. Real talk. Like y'all know the little young YNs is out of control, man, and y'all sick of them too. But again, y'all just like to be outraged about anything.
I think it's a good thing because, you know what I'm saying, it's better for the community and safer for the kids. Stop the violence, you know what I'm saying, hugs, not slugs.
Safer for the kids, man.
It's easy. Wow. Ready. Perfect.
Looks like it's gonna rain.
It's supposed to rain around 11. Right.
Oh.
Well, I see some blue sky. If I didn't think it was gonna rain right now, or know it was gonna rain, I probably wouldn't think it would rain, at least for a while.
And now it feels more light, upbeat.
Amen,
That's what
sweetheart.
it feels safe.
Yeah, and you know what? For everyone to say, because of racist, or whatever, let me just tell you something. Seeing that, I just want you to know, that's why we do this. It's heartwarming.
Yeah.
It's heartwarming for me to see people. See, you can have a life like this. I just pray that they finish the logic circle and connect the dots and go, do you see? You love the change, right? And I want you to live a life with this change. I want you to live in a neighborhood that's safer, just like all of the other neighborhoods across this country outside of the ones under Democrat rule and pandering to the black population policy. Please, it can be Christmas every day. Now,
Kwanzaa.
Celebrate Kwanzaa. They don't even know what it is. Guy was named Ron Everett. Beat a few bitches with a soldering iron. Called it a holiday.
Yeah.
Now.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm gonna stop buying it.
Soldering irons or?
No, bitches.
Yeah.
I'm moving to China next week, dog.
All right. Talk about cultural appropriation.
Nice.
How about being a false mouthpiece? You know what? Let's call it this. How about the DNC? How about you stop with the false
Got a wife and a house waiting for me there.
Of black people, because because here are the folks who are protesting and not happy.
No, they
about
don't
it.
seem to like
See
her
if you
kind
spot the
though,
trend.
so I don't know about that.
Hundreds of people right now marching across DC.
Nah, they love
protesting Donald Trump
and
on the National Guard, protesting his federal takeover of the local law enforcement.
Pause.
I'll just say I'm the new boot.
I think, if I'm not mistaken,
Nice.
rewind it a couple frames. If I'm not
pretty
mistaken, I
fucking
think
low.
that's a
Shave
very
my head.
expensive all-clad pant.
Well,
Oh my
he's not really do already.
I think that is a several $100. Yeah, they're expensive pants.
Yeah, but
Is there
I'm
any
gonna
more
shave it like
clear
every day,
example of
so
white
there's
privilege
absolutely
than a lady
no
with a logo that looks like
stubble
a
or no
Klansman?
nothing
Are we
on
all
my head.
missing the logo on her shirt?
Look at the one in the back's banging a crock pot.
Gonna tell him rub my head.
You know,
A pressure cooker.
that would be great. Swap it with a pressure cooker. Don't tell her. Maybe a few nails. Now,
Yeah, exactly. Hamas.
a woman banging a lifetime warranted luxury item with a copper core on behalf of black people who want the exact opposite of her. If we're talking about people who shouldn't be allowed to vote, it's that broad in the Klan red T-shirt.
Is
Let's
that not a
continue.
Klan shirt? What else could it be?
It's a Rorschach test for you.
It's
Every
not.
year,
It's
say break it up.
not.
You go Klansman, next one Klansman, next one Klansman, next one tree
David
with the
Duke.
news. Klansman. Let's keep going.
She looks like Newt Gingrich transitioning. Also, there's your price point.
There you go. Wow. That's it. It is that, isn't it? It
Yes.
looks like that pant.
One on the
Yes.
left, yeah.
Not,
I have one.
Hold on. Let me expound upon this. Not
Oh.
only does she have, is that all clad or steel clad?
All clad.
Not only does she have some of the most expensive commercial quality pans available, she has so much disposable income that she can use that pan for street banging on behalf of poor black people, advocating that, you know, they still live in crack dens and risk being shot. But let's continue with the montage.
It's that white rhythm we know.
Nary a black man.
Look at that nerdish.
Oh, you need it?
Wait, you're gonna want to focus your protesting.
Oh, it's your city. It's your city. Do I have that right? It's your city. You hear that one person say, "You're not here for us." You're right. You're right. They're kind of not there for you because you guys get on the train or you drive yourself back out to Arlington or you live in a wealthy area or you intern with some kind of foundation or think tank. The people living it, by the way, I'm going to give you the answer here. Here's a cheat sheet. Spot the difference. Here you go. Here you go. The people who are happy about the lowered crime on the top and the people who lament it on the bottom. See the difference. Hugs, not slugs. By the way, give that man the Nobel Peace Prize.
That's true.
And the ones on the bottom, fresh off college campus.
Yep, fresh off college campus. I'm speaking on behalf of those who can't speak. You think that black people can't speak?
Yeah, they're quiet.
They're yeah, exactly.
They're quiet 14%. You're right.
Yeah, exactly. And to give you an idea how off these people, meaning those on the left, and by the way, those in media, and Nick knows this all too well. He's had to deal with this. He's the OG for a very, very long time in the entertainment industry and in news media. And by the way, a lot of people don't give Nick the credit that he deserves because, I hope this doesn't offend him, he had doors slammed in his face repeatedly because he was always this guy back when you couldn't be this guy. Media hates you. They want you to live in a crime-infested city because then it's easier to make promises and control you. And just to show you how moronic and anti-American this is, and by the way, kind of racist, here are some posts from Reddit, Washington D.C. thread. It says, it's titled, "As a sixth-generation Washingtonian, I am angry. I am angry that people in power say those that don't agree with them are just paid protesters or stupid communists.
Well, you are.
I am angry that this city and its residents are being insulted. I am angry that our city is being made an example of. You made yourself an example. I am angry at myself because I don't know enough on how to engage and make this stop. Please help our city. And any advice on how to fight back? Well, that's the problem, is you've been fighting too much. That's the problem right there. Is I don't know. You stop there. You don't know enough. You don't know enough.
Right.
Crime is down. And let me ask you this: Has anyone personal freedoms been infringed upon? Anyone? Criminals? Yeah, but we're not talking about constitutional violations. We're talking about criminals and the presence, the presence of some kind of a policing force. Hey, isn't that what you want? If crime goes down, that's where you actually could make the case that the police can be less involved. They're less intrusive in your life when you have law and order. Here's the top comment on Reddit. I am a tour guide, and do you think anyone wants a tour of DC anytime in the future now? I would argue probably more. He effed the city bad. Restaurants, retail, tours, everything that was barely hanging on just got kicked in the balls really hard by lowered crime. Yeah, get small businesses while it's down. Make sure it never gets up again. So let me get this straight. Less crime hurts small businesses.
You know, people are getting arrested in the UK for just putting up the fucking British flag or whatever.
On poles, yeah.
Hey, is anyone being locked down? Are any of these businesses being stopped?
Amazing, dude.
Hey, you know what? Better yet, you say you speak on behalf of them. Let's ask the small businesses. More important, let's ask the small
You know what else
businesses
they're
in the
getting
areas
arrested
where
for
there is
doing?
crime. Why do you hate this country and why do you hate the black residents of
Saying,
DC?
I
By the
love
way,
bacon.
Trump administration is not backing down. This is
Oh yeah,
a
I heard
masterclass
something about the bacon,
how we
but I didn't know what it
always should have
was.
been dealing
Yeah,
with it.
yeah, like real shit.
It's done, dude. It's over.
I say A10 Warthog cartels, or A10 Warthog fucking England, dude. Shit's so chalked.
Yep.
Holy fuck, that's insane. And British people say, "Oh, I live in a free country." It's like, bro, you're actually mentally handicapped if you think that.
They're gonna be living, well, they already are, Islamist state, so can't even say you like bacon, right? So. Oh. I think the name of the game is try to save up as much money as you can and then just find the most remote place on planet Earth. Just if you got family, bring them with you. If not,
By the way, that's a fact. DC, if it happened to be a state, it's not, would be the blackest state in the United States with 47.2%. Here's another one. When they say this is not what we want, look at the polling on crime. President Trump has a +1 favorable. Contrast to Biden when he left in 2024, a net negative, a -26. Wow, with unfavorable. So, who do you think speaks on behalf of the average American citizen? Do you think it's CNN, ABC, NBC, CBS, MSNBC, all the paid agitators?
So you said that they're getting arrested for that?
America at large and the people most
I think somebody got arrested for saying I'm bacon or I love bacon or whatever.
Because I didn't know that. I knew that they were putting up the flags and stuff, but I didn't know that someone got arrested for it. I'm not really surprised, but that's still shocking, even though it's not surprising.
And just because I'm probably not going to be able to help myself with the next segment,
a little bit,
I'll mention now, hey, look, none of this happens. None of this happens if you guys we're supported by viewers like you. Rumble Premium, Mug Club has become Rumble Premium. Rumble Premium is Mug Club. You get the entire network now. You get everything ad-free. You get this hand-etched mug still with the Rumble logo on there for $99 a year, and it allows this content to continue. It supports the lineup as you watch, an entire day of free content. And this is the longest-standing, longest-running conservative show in the world. Out there. It's been a lot of since 2008. I just was made aware of that this morning, and that's because of you guys. So we appreciate
let's ship the cartel over to Britain.
If you want another 15 years?
Yeah, why not?
Just join up. That's it.
They can't say that they don't like it, right?
Cup of coffee, you can irritate.
Or else they're racist.
And nickdip.com for all his dates. Funniest man alive. I cannot recommend going to a live show enough. Do not heckle because you think you want him to roast you. It's not going to end up how you think.
I'm going on the 18th. I might heckle. I might
do
just
not.
for fun. Nick, come on, make an
It's not vaudeville.
You stay home with your kids.
You know what's funny? Is that genuinely sounded like an act of mercy.
It did. It really did.
He was like,
you don't want none of this.
You don't want none of this heat.
He'll knock you in tomorrow, kid. I thought Apollo was coming. Blank, you didn't see the punchline coming. Nick's hungry. You're blank.
Go with
you need a manager. A Jew manager.
Actually,
he was Jewish.
Mickey probably have the black manager. I watched you insult this man, Nick DiPaolo, and I watched that dirty guinea keep coming for you with everything he had. We don't need that kind of man in our life. One of my favorite speeches in all of Rocky. All right. So we're going to get to Abby Phillips.
Oh.
And I'm just going to pause this thing live because I watched it yesterday and I was just playing. And we often prepare these things for you. We make all the references available. But sometimes I just have to let it fly. The premise for this is on Tuesday, President Trump posted on Truth Social. He said, the museums throughout Washington, but all over the country, are essentially the last remaining segment of woke. Woke, the last one. Vestiges, last ones. The Smithsonian is out of control, where everything discussed is how horrible our country is, how bad slavery was, and how unaccomplished the downtrodden have been. Nothing about success, nothing about brightness, nothing about the future. We are not going to allow this to happen, and I have instructed my attorneys to go through the museums and start the exact same process that has been done with colleges and universities where tremendous progress has been made. This country cannot be woke because woke is broke. Hugs, not slugs. We have the hottest country in the world, and we want people to talk about it, including in our museums. So, before we get, do we have the first, Abby, we're going to go with the video. The whole
You want to set it up with her meltdown?
Okay, so we'll set this, so he was saying, and to be really clear, these museums just focus on slavery and not the great success, also ending slavery, not the optimistic future that America offers, which is why more people want in this country than anywhere else. I want to ask you this. When you read that, did you think at any point that Donald Trump said slavery is good? Or that Donald Trump, President Trump, even implied that slavery wasn't bad? Because that's exactly how Abby Phillip took it when she had her meltdown.
I'm Abby Phillip in New York. Last week on this show, a guest shocked the table by arguing in part that slavery in America can't just be blamed on one race, and that museums put too much focus on the role of white people who participated in that terrible institution.
You know what, let's just cut. Okay, look. She uploaded this, and it didn't go how she thought it was going to go because these people live in an echo chamber, and they're completely tone deaf. So I'm going to go through this in real time, just to be clear, and point by point, why everything she says is wrong, it's dishonest, it's misleading, and Americans are tired of it. Let's just start playing the upload from Abby herself, thinking, hey, this is convincing.
Donald Trump says that one of the reasons for his crackdown on Smithsonian museums is, quote, everything discussed is how bad slavery was. What we try to do on this program is create a platform for discussion and debate. Debate that reflects the very real differences that exist in this country. It's what echo chambers in our society fail to do, frankly. Okay. But on this topic, it's important to say objectively, slavery was indeed bad.
Pause. Pause. See what she just did there? This is how she starts it off. By the way, she starts it off by saying someone here said that we can't just attribute slavery to one race. That's true, though. That's true. I don't know if you know this, but slavery is practiced by every race on the planet, except for, right now, in 2025, white people. Western civilization. It's practiced by Asians, it's practiced by Arabs, it's practiced all across the continent of Africa. So you can say that that's offensive somehow, but it's accurate. And right here she goes, we don't want echo chambers. This echo chamber is not a good thing. We want real debate and the real differences. So let me be honest in saying, in contrast to Trump, slavery is bad. Oh, looks to me like you're in an echo chamber because somehow you think that Donald Trump, or wait, maybe you don't, you're lying and want to misrepresent President Trump's position as though in any fashion, state, form, he implied that slavery was okay. Let's keep playing.
It was evil, the nation's original sin. And it is impossible to understand the true history of this country without fully grappling with slavery's impact.
Pause. No, that's incorrect. That's incorrect. It is impossible to understand the history of the United States without first understanding the history of the world. That's important. You want to start off with the United States, but that's kind of, not kind of, it's entirely disingenuous. Let me just sort of make the case here. Throughout all of human history, the world practiced slavery. That's why it happened in the United States. The world practiced slavery. The world enslaved people. The world.
Alright, Doug, I'm gonna get off.
Alright.